Here we go. Oh, let me set my timer. Okay, 15. Back it up. 15. Okay. Back it up. Oh, shit. What? 15. All right. Hello out there in YouTube land. Welcome tonight to a crazy and wide open platform. I would like to say hello, TH2, Dana B, B Charmin, Ark Wildman, and you probably right. I don't know what it is, but it's probably my fault. Chris Pratt.
I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Regina S. I'm backing up chat just to make sure I try to get everybody. And there's another one in here. I'm going to hold him for last. Hello,
Pippi,
what life?
Pippi Longstocking.
You know what? It would be weird to see him with pigtails like that. Hello, Shanoa. And Dig Deeper Ministry.
Hey, Grape Jams. Good to see you.
Just saw her. Hello, lady. I hope you and your family have had a great day today. And Bigfoot, I got a little story to you first thing. I done told Bushcraft, and I just a mention of this word, and bam, here you are. Miss Dixie made a carrot cake, 3 layers, okay? She kept saying, it ain't good, it ain't good. So therefore, I had to go get me a slice of it just to see if what she said was true. I got to agree with her. It's not good, so I'm going to have to suffer and eat it all myself. So I was going to invite you over for
Poor
cake.
Jeff.
I know it. I'm going to suffer.
Yeah, you're so mistreated.
I know though. She cooked stuff on purpose just to torture me. But I put on apples today, and I did not go by my original recipe. Okay, I went by somebody else's.
What'd you go and do that for?
Well, change things up a little bit,
Yeah, but like if yours is already the best apple butter,
well, I agree, but
why would you make anything else?
Well, see, I got to see just how good the competition is.
Oh, okay.
Well, I just took a good taste test of it. And I give my wife a little bite of it. And she kind of stepped back a little bit and looked at me. And she said, that's a little bit on the sweet side, ain't it? Dude, if you think my sweet tea is sweet, this right here, it'll make a damn camel run across the desert 3 times.
Well, see, and that's what sugar did you use too?
Well, what I looked at, she used 2 cups of brown sugar.
No, I mean what kind of sugar did you use?
Dude,
meaning the brand name of it.
Dude, this is Walmart. Okay,
okay.
It's not as strong as Dixie Crystal or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But this go around, I'm seriously thinking about just throwing this out and buying me about 3 more bags of apples and making.
Don't do that. If it's too sweet, just add more apples.
I don't have no more apples. Right.
Well, go get some apples. It's cheaper to go buy a
bag of
pound of apples than it is to start all over again.
Well, yeah, you do have a point there.
that will kind of even it out, and then you'll have more apple butter to can up.
Hey, that's fine with me. I ain't gonna argue about that.
Yeah,
I broke
and
open a jar from 2 years ago that I did, dude. It's that was off the hook. Now it was good.
yeah,
I compared the two together, but then again, like I said, this was 2 years ago. That's when I made the last one.
yeah, and there might be people asking why I was so asking about the sugar is because there is a difference in the sugar.
Yeah, there is. There really is.
Yeah,
And I found out the hard way. And like I said, Dixie Crystal. Oh my God. If a recipe calls for a cup, you better not put but a half a cup in there, if that much.
well, it is named Dixie, so it's extra sweet.
It depends. Let's don't go there. We on live now. And she's sitting right here. I don't want to have to lie about it. Put me in the spot. But she can be sweet.
At times.
But you see TV movies and everything where you got the old women, how gripey and grumpy they are. I'm not saying nothing else.
Well, I've even this year, I've kind of switched to coconut sugar. Now, there's kind of a drawback on it because, like my apple butter, it looks like chocolate. It's really dark
Chocolate.
apple butter, but
Well,
it's really good. And I just wanted to see how much the price of this went up, and it's for 5 pounds. It's $26 now.
dude, I hate to say it, but for that price, that would have stayed on the shelf.
Well, I didn't pay that for it. I bought
Okay.
it a couple years ago for like $6.
Damn, and in 2 years it went from 6 to 26.
Yep, that's what I was looking at. I'm like, what?
My God.
Yeah, because I can actually. Oh wait, no, it's been a year and a half because I bought
Well,
it in May. Or no,
that's
that's just
even
listed.
worse.
When did it say
That's
I
even
bought it?
worse.
I'd
Be
have to look.
charged for 5 pounds. What? No, I did not. What? Let me hold on. Let me check my email.
See if I can find it in here.
No, I did not. Resend it if you can. Oh, darn it. I got 8 minutes left. I set my timer for 17 minutes. Grace Johnson, this time I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but compared to my last batch, you'd be better off going to the store and purchasing it. What you need to do, I tell you what, let's wait till the 15 minutes is up and I'll get into it.
What are you gonna get into?
Your Grace posted, Jeff, we need to know the basics on how to make apple butter for some in chat.
Oh,
But
well,
like I said,
I guess it depends on because there's different versions of it.
Yeah, there's
For
many different versions.
yeah,
Now, didn't you make a batch here not too long ago?
yeah, cranberry apple butter, and it's the best I've made. So,
Really?
uh,
Have you done a video on it?
no, if anything that I put in a can, I get a lot of
Flack.
experts. I'll put it that way.
In other words, people that don't know shit.
That
And I
carry
said,
on that because I use vinegar to wipe the rims down.
right,
That's
like
everybody
running.
does it. So I call it rim juice, and it's oh that's disgusting. No, and I don't know what they're thinking, but I'm cleaning the rim of the jar, and I call it rim juice.
Yeah.
And I get some bad comments and stuff about me calling it that, and oh, you're not supposed to do it this way. You're supposed to do it that way. And I could read straight from the book, from the Bible or whatever it's called,
And it's
and
still,
it would still be wrong. So it's like, I guess I could turn the comments off, but I like answering questions when somebody has a question,
right.
It's just,
But
and I found it easy just to go in there and boom, knock it out for a day. And because it's not a fast thing you do. I mean, there's probably a faster way to do it, but I do it in a crock pot.
that's the way I do mine in a
Yeah.
crock pot because
And
I'm like this right here.
I don't use a food mill because I don't have one, and I use the immersion thingy. But that's another thing. I'd like a little bit of chunk in there too from the apple if it's there's
Softener.
any in there, but I don't like it like a smooth little paste. I like a little chunk in there sometimes.
You don't like yours exactly like applesauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, different strokes for different folks, And I'm like this right here for the ones that get up there and think that they are a chef in doing this shit. How come
Mhm.
y'all ain't on YouTube doing this? And,
Yeah.
now I'm gonna say this, okay, y'all. This is me saying it. If you're so good, do it. In other words, keep your bad comments to yourself because they can be deleted if they get too bad.
I love regular criticism. Like, oh, maybe you should do this and try it. It might be a little easier or something like that. But oh, what are you doing? You're horrible at this. You should do something else. You're not supposed to do it that way. you know.
Well, the key word, a little bit of criticism. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's normal.
Yeah, of course. I don't care who you are, but you get, God, I can't say it, but you get certain people up on here who wants to go beyond that.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I'm not going to do it. And if you keep on, I'll leave your chat up just to show people how stupid you really are.
I've done that before, but because chat has uh, uh, well, not chat, but other people in the comments have got on to the person before, and then it becomes a bigger thing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I rather just nip it at the bud and just hide it and be done with it. Don't even talk to them. And it's those ones that I could be in another chat somewhere and I'm the devil or I'm evil or something like that.
Let's
And
don't even go there. Now,
because I don't answer their comment when they when they ask me in a snobby way or whatnot. I find
you
it easier just to hide them and move on.
Chris Pratt and Dana B are saying the exact same thing, but different ways. Dana B says they can kiss my grit section, and Chris says that's where bless your heart comes in. I'm gonna bypass both y'all. I'm just gonna flat out tell no beating around the bush. I hate somebody that beats around the bush.
I mean every creator probably goes through the same thing where
Yeah.
because I know there's multiple different ways to cook a hot dog.
But you
But
do
it's the people that tell you how awful you are at cooking the hot dog because you didn't do it the way they did it.
dude, you cook it the way you like it. Don't you tell me. I fry. Look.
Tell me put my.
All right. Wait a minute. Let me tend to this comment right quick. Vineyard
Dad didn't go off yet.
Vineyard Dad says, unfortunately, stupid is hard to fix. I don't care how stupid you are, you're not going to fix it with a sledgehammer and duct tape.
I have a warning for anybody right now that's going to be sending anything out. It was $28 to send out 2 knives.
Are you kidding?
$28.
Oh my God.
And that's not the fancy one where you get insurance and all that other stuff. It's just regular sending it out. I was like, wow. I didn't have to pay any shipping when I bought them, but $28 to send it back out again. Woo.
Let me see. Up. 17 minutes is up. Now we can get into this shit. Regina.
I thought that was one of your farts.
No, not yet. Not yet. I didn't slide out of the chair. Regina, my wife says, bless your heart like that in a good way. Me, I just flat out look at him and laugh and say, you full of it. But there is a few things that I personally want to talk about. Number one is, yeah, we're going into food, okay? So Barrett and Granite, or Granite and Barrett. Fruit recall, deadly listeria outbreak. Let me pull it up. I got to pull this up because I saved it.
Is it the peaches and pears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is our local TV station saying this. I'm not going to give the name out because that damn near bullseyed in. Okay. Public, Walmart, Sam's Club, Aldi, and Sprouts Farmers Market. Okay. There is a listeria outbreak. I know I ain't saying it right, but who cares?
Yeah, you got it. Listeria.
Yeah. Now I know I saw what it was. Webpage not available. Well, I'll be damned. They took it down. I can only read what's up here, and it's only 2 paragraphs. Says peaches, nectarine, plums is connected to a deadly listeria outbreak that was sold here in North Carolina. So I cannot foresay other states, but if y'all are here in North Carolina from November the 27th up to date today, if you bought any from, like I said, Public, Walmart, Sam's Club, Alley, and Sprouts Farmers Market, y'all be extremely careful. If you can, take it back, get a refund. If you cannot, throw it out because it's better to be safe and lose a little bit of money than to take a bite and end up in the hospital with quite a few $1,000 bills.
Well, you can actually die from listeria.
I was trying to be a little on the nice side about it.
Oh, well, it's true. There's a lot of people that die every year from it.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, they don't report on that really. They just tell you that there is an outbreak.
And the link I just posted, that's where you'll find 101. Dave Mall. 101 is now the second Dawn.
He is officially the second Dawn. And y'all remember, it's all uppercase. Okay. Here's another one. And I'm going to get a little bit into this one because I kind of fall into this category myself. Now, all right. Food stamps, direct payments worth up to $1,751 for December to begin in Delaware in 5 days. Now, for the last 4, 5, 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, I've been noticing one thing. All these people who's getting raises like that, if you look at it very closely, they're blue states. Every one of them.
I ain't getting no raise.
I ain't got a raise yet.
Yeah.
Well, I got one, but that was it. And that wasn't, you couldn't wipe your butt with it if you was going camping. I'll put it like that. Not even in change. But I really would like to know anybody here in chat that is in any of them states that has gotten a raise. I'd like to see a one in chat. Because
like
I'm moving to your state.
One thing, B, and anybody with that Q thing, stay away.
Yes.
Because they put a link, and please don't go to that link because I ran it through a scanner and it's got malicious things in it on that website.
So, Sniffer, it says in Delaware, but if you'll get up on the websites from the last 6 months up to date, it'll give out different states, and every one I have seen have been blue states. So what it is, the people who live in the red states, they're trying to starve us. Yes, I said it. Is there a problem with that? We'll find out. If I get taken down, I'll come up with another backup channel.
The third Dawn.
Now, I'm not quite in it as you and 101. See, now you can still call him 101 because in his name, Phoenix 101.
Yeah.
Okay. Because people were kind of messing up and was saying 101. So he put that in there. So now you can call him that.
He's having a hard enough time calling himself what he named himself.
I mean, come on. He had that name, what, 6 years? Give or take.
Yeah, somewhere in that area.
I mean, yeah. It was, I mean, uh, Lake Ferry, she got put in the back room for calling him his other name. You've called him his other name. I opened my mouth fixing to call him that name. But it, okay. I don't know if Bushcraft wants to talk about this, but 402 fishing in Florida, baby. Dixie gonna get mad at me tonight. But there's something that has come out. The boy, from what I've seen, how old do you say he is? Maybe 11, 12 years old?
Yeah, something like that. Just a little boy.
Right now, on kind of the news media, lying like hell on this little boy. He is the most hated youngin in America right now. I don't care. Go ahead and cue that video up. I'll play it. I'll play
Oh yeah,
it.
there's nothing wrong with it, the video or anything.
Now, after the video is played, I'll say something else about it. Yes, you're right, Sniffer.
Oh, I got to find it first.
Don't you hate when things like that happen?
Well, I've got 135,000 tabs open.
Okay. You got to show me how to open tabs so I can start doing this. And don't say, well, I made a video about it.
Wow. I think they might have took it down already.
You got to be kidding. That fast.
Well, I've had it up for quite a while.
Yes, David. Dave, it is. All right. Let me explain a little bit of it. Okay. What game was he at?
I'm going to find it real quick.
Okay. Okay.
See if I can find it somewhere else. Yep, there it is. I see that. Let me see if I can find the video.
Well, hot diggity dog.
Oh boy, I can see the. Okay, here's a video of it.
Okay. Okay.
Let me share it now.
Is that the same
There's
video?
a lot of people complaining about it right now. So, when you get it up there.
Okay. Okay. And it is. All right. There it is.
All right. If we just sit there and look at it right here, it's a boy. He has his face black and white, which is some of the colors, or black and red, which are some of the colors in the team. It has nothing to do with that. He is wearing an Indian headdress, and he's doing the motion for the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, if you look over here, you can see a NFL player doing it with the kid. He is doing the chopping thing. And there's another one right next to him doing it too. I'm not going to state the obvious. You can see what color they are. They did not look like they were offended. Okay. Now, there's a major thing going on right now. If you look this up, everybody's showing one side of his face in pictures, in newspapers. It's showing one side of his face. Now, this kid, if this was, well, it's not the one I had, but um, he is Indian. I forget what tribe he's from. His father is on the council, the tribal council of that tribe. So he has the right to wear this stuff. And this is an official headgear or headpiece or whatever they call it, or headdress of his tribe. And he's supporting the Kansas City Chiefs when he's doing this. Now, you can go up through here and see, I won't even, whatever her name. Yeah, there are so many people bashing this little kid. It's not even funny because of the blackface, which has nothing to do with color. It is paint that they wear. They wear different color paint for different things that they do. One could be going out for war. One could be going out for hunting. One could be for the seasons. It depends. They put different shades of paint on their face.
Now, Vineyard Dad quoted, they used to do that at the Atlanta Braves game also. I remember them doing that. You know, there is, I agree with you, Bushcraft. There is nothing prejudiced about that.
No.
The only reason they're picking on him is because he is a kid.
No.
Well,
it has nothing to do with that. It's just something that popped up in their feed. Oh, I'm offended. That it doesn't make a difference if it was a kid, a grandma, or whatever. It is just something that we can all we can band together and hate, because that's what we do on Twitter and social media and all that stuff. And it really doesn't make any difference. I mean, you could have and I hate doing the race thing, because you could have a black person paint their face black and they would still, unless they knew what color he was underneath, would have a big raise a big deal about it. And the thing is, to me, the only racist people are the ones that's calling him out for being racist, and they're attacking his parents and everything, and it's ridiculous.
Well, now, a few years ago, the media had done something similar to what they're doing to this boy. They was at a protest, and come to find out, the guy that was staring the Indian down was also Indian. He wasn't doing it to be racist or anything like that, but the media portrayed him doing this and being like that. Like I said, I cannot think of the name. I can only see it in my head, the figures. But he ended up turning around, suing the media and winning. For misinformation. I'll put it like that. Now, when it calms down a little bit, and it will calm down, I hope that boy and his parents sue the media for doing this, and I truly hope they win.
Well, they're actually using it.
Yeah, they're using it against his
to see how bad everything is, and everybody that says he's this and that, they get up and push it right back at them and call out their names and everything, just like they're doing.
Well, it seemed like to me, my opinion is they're using that clip without his permission or without his parents' permission because he's underage. You can look at him and tell that. Uh,
Well, technically, it's not against the law to take a picture of a kid. I thought this too because I had. I'll just explain it. My daughter fell asleep on the bus, and she did artwork and stuff on her folder, where they use markers and stuff, and she did drawings on it. She fell asleep on her notebook and drooled because it was an hour and a half ride from where we lived out in the boonies to school. She got to school, the blue stuff wore off on her face, which looked like she got punched in the face. So they took pictures of her at school and this and that, and all of a sudden I had Popo at the house saying that, asked me if I hit my daughter, and I said, no, she's at school. Oh, we know, we got her at school. And I'm like, what? And they said she's been punched in the face. She got a big old bruise on her face. So we rushed down there, and I walk in there, and she's scared. And I'm like, what's going on? Who hit you? And I had her turn her face, and I looked at it, and I said, that's an odd pattern. I went, came right off, and they all went and looked at me, and I'm like, is this why I'm here? And I said, I got all upset, and I said, first of all, you are not allowed to take pictures of my daughter without my permission. And evidently, the laws have changed. They can take pictures anytime they want.
Well,
and I'm sure it's different in different states, but
the bad thing about, well, it ain't really bad. The first thing I would have done is I would have looked at my daughter and I would have said in front of teachers and everybody, go to the bathroom, clean yourself up, and go on and get back in class. As soon as she got out of sight, that'd been it. I would have went off.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I was like, you guys, it took me all but 2 seconds to figure out that didn't look like a bruise. It was the color of one, but you could see a flower in, because evidently she drew a flower on there somewhere, and it transferred over to her face. And
well, now when I was going to school, I was a little bit past mischievous, okay, and that's being nice about it. And I done something in class. We had a substitute teacher. I'm not going to get into it, but I did not do nothing wrong or anything like that.
This time.
Right, exactly. This time, okay? And I've told Bushcraft and a few others this story before in private, but the teacher sent 3 of them down there to the principal's office. I was not one yet. Principal come up and said, give me 3 more, and I'll make an example of them. I was the 6th one that went. And the principal told me that I was expelled for the rest of the year, which pretty close to the end of the year anyway, for me to get my stuff and I'm going home. And I said, fine, I can deal with that. I was more scared of my father than I was anyone else. And so I called Mama up to come and get me. Now, at that time, she had a pot of beans on. She was in her gown and in curlers. And I started walk out the door. And principal told me, your mama's going to have to come in. I went out there and I told her, and Mama slams the car up in park, cuts it off, and you know that march that a mad mama's got, period. Yeah. So she goes up in that office. Principal didn't have a chance to say not hello, how are you, one word. But before it was over with, my mother literally chased that principal around his desk. I ain't gonna say she picks me up and we go to the car, but we end up going to the car. This is where I'm truly scared because I think my father is going to tear my tail up for something I did not do. Mama explains to my daddy, and I go down to daddy. He said, what happened? I told him exactly what happened. He says, all right, in the morning, get dressed. We're going to go to work. And that's all that was said. You know, it wasn't, the work wasn't to punish me because I wanted money for summer to go to a movie, to buy drinks, like a bottle of pop or something like that, you know. So I earned it with my daddy. So, and I reckon I was scared of the not knowing what could really happen. That's when I found out for the first time that my daddy was truly on my side. So,
oh yeah, your parents are. I mean, it's, but they have to be strict, and
yeah, they do.
because if you get off on this little thing here and that little thing there, then pretty soon that kid's gonna think, oh, I can get away with about anything, you know.
You
That's
right.
that's the way a lot of it is nowadays.
Well, look at it like this. A parent is scared to death to pop their youngins anymore. Now, if I went into a grocery store with my parents and I cut a fool, what do you
Oh
think
man.
gonna happen? It wasn't no going to the bathroom or going to the car. It was the helicopter ride. Here it comes.
Yep.
Pick me up
In
with
front
one
in
hand.
front of everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I have heard my mama tell another lady, you don't keep your mouth shut, I'm gonna come over there and smack you. And my mama told her, I raise my youngest my way, you raise your youngins your way. I'm not beating them. And it don't take too many of them helicopter rides to realize you better not do it because you're going to get the consequences.
Yep. Nowadays it really irritates me when you're going shopping, this kid's throwing stuff, and uh here you go, and they hand them a cell phone, and they're zombified. That's the idea of getting them to behave, is give them a cell phone or a tablet. Those things are fine to be used as a tool, but not as to get your kid to be quiet or to behave or whatever.
Well, you know, there's been quite a few times I've been in a grocery store and I see a kid cut up like that. I look at my wife and I start laughing. And the wife says, what's so funny? I look at her and I said, let me have that kid for 10 minutes. I said, I'd give that youngin something to really cry about. And how many times have y'all heard that? You don't hush that crying up, I'm going to give you something to cry about. And you hushed up.
They don't do that no more.
No, they scared on kind of, okay, let's just face it, on kind of assholes calling the cops on them. And the cops has to arrest you. And I'm going to say 8 out of 10 cops is on your side, but yet they got to do their job. Grape jams, look, I kind of agree with you 100%, but there are some families out there that treat their kids like slaves. I'm going to put it like that, okay? That's to be honest about it. They do not punish their youngins. Their youngins, they get by with practically everything. And as they grow up, they get worse and worse and worse. To
Oh
where
yeah.
one of two things is going to happen. Number one is they're going to prison or they're going to be deceased, not with the living. I'll put it like that, on kind of the mistakes that they make. My opinion, if you correct them while they're young, half of them wouldn't be where they are today. And I've got a strong feeling I'll probably get a lot of hate mail on this subject right here on how to raise my kids. I have raised 2 kids. Both of my kids have turned out excellent. I'll put it like that. Okay. I did not finish school. There's a reason I will not get into it. But my son, he quit high school. He was in the 12th grade. And the odd thing about this, he had a teacher by the name of Miss Bear. Told him to his face he would not amount to nothing. He would be better to drop out of school. She failed him in every one of his reports. Okay, report cards, every one that come out. She failed him on purpose.
That's the kind of people I like.
Well, now,
That's just fuel for the fire.
hang tight, hang tight. He went to, he ended up getting his GED. He was at the top of that class. He went to college. Okay. He was on the dean's list in college. I begged him and begged him to take that paperwork back up to the teacher that said that. He said, no. He said, he ain't like that. And now I understand, what goes around comes around. And judgment day, you will be judged for everything you do and you say, straight up.
Yeah. That's like I posted something. I don't know if I heard it or whatever, but your time has come. You're setting up there. You got that book, and he's reading it off, and he says, "You're great. You're grateful. You did a lot of stuff for charity. You're very strong. You're well motivated, and all these things God's listing off and stuff." And the guy standing there like kind of puzzled, and and the guy, that's me, right? And he says, no, this is who you were supposed to be. Meaning that he didn't follow the right path.
Right. Now, I'm going to do something I don't think I've ever done. And don't hate me for it. I'm not calling y'all out to make fun of y'all or anything else. But Grape Jams and Vineyard Dad, from what I have seen, y'all got to be some of the best parents around. Y'all have raised your family to the most with respect of practically any parent that I've seen in a long time.
Oh
For
yeah.
that, I give y'all praise for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You don't see it too much. I know um, a lot of homestead type channels that have kids. There's very few. Um, I'm trying to figure a good way to say this.
go ahead, blurt it out.
Well, you can tell the difference between the kids that will actually get out there and do work, and it's not because they're being forced to do it. It's
Right.
because they want to do it. They enjoy helping out and being part of the family, the homestead or wherever you want to call it. And there's a difference between, oh, I don't want to do that. No, I'm not doing that. And they go out and they throw the tools in the air and they make a mess of it and they do um, a not so good job of it. And you can tell the difference in it. And as like Jeff was saying, there are parents that will sit on the couch, um, go get me this, go get me the remote, and the remote's sitting right there. And that's what their kids are for.
Yeah.
There is to do all that stuff. Go change your brother's diaper, and you can tell
Well,
the difference in the way the families are raised.
exactly. I mean, you don't have to see how they're raised. You can look at the reactions of the kids to see how they're
Mm-hmm.
raised. And let me make another point here. I am damn near positive that there are parents in chat right now who are damn good parents. And I guess the reason I pointed out Grape Jams and Vineyard Dad is because I see their kids. I see how they act. The way they talk, I can tell they have respect. And that is something you don't see kids doing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just about bet you, from what I've seen, they are the type that will say ma'am and sir. Okay. To
Oh, they
where,
already do.
well, you see, that's what I'm saying. To where kids nowadays, they can't even figure out what they want to be, much less calling somebody else ma'am or sir out of respect. And for the ones in here who has raised their youngins with the utmost respect, I salute each and every parent in here. Let's see. Let me back up and chat here. Grape Jams, you are so right. Kids nowadays, they grow up so fast. They are at home for a short time.
Mm-hmm.
And once they're gone, that's when the parent really starts to worry.
Hey,
You,
Robert.
you know, and to me, it's like this: when it
I don't know,
when
Jeff.
it comes to my family members, I don't care if they've got two kids, if they've got four kids or plus. I will make room in my house. They are always welcome back. And I
I,
think
I was more worried about my kids when they were going to school.
nowadays, yes, you got to
Then
be.
I was until I did the homeschool thing, and unfortunately, it was my last daughter, my daughter, the youngest one, when
Right.
I started doing this because I didn't think I'd be smart enough to do homeschooling, which it wasn't me, it was her. She did everything, and I was like, dang, I should have done this a long time ago because I had more headaches dealing with the school than I did with the homeschooling part of it because you have to have meetings and things like that, and it was so easy. I was like, I should have done this a long time ago, and you don't have to worry about um, getting alerts from school because something happened at school. I'll leave it at that because that nowadays that's scary because it happens so much.
It
And that's the thing that scared me more than anything because I knew, uh, like, if my kids were going to go somewhere to,
field
McDonald's
trip.
or wherever, I knew they were smart enough to take care of themselves. I had, I don't want to say I trained them to be that way, but they were,
You
they
talk to him.
knew stuff to do in case if something happened. Where do I go? I always know that there's an exit this way or an exit that way. Whenever I go in a room, I always, quizzed them. I said, if bad stuff happens over here, how do you get out of here? And they said, oh, right here. And they already knew just because it's a little game we did. We learned stuff like that. It's a shame we have to do that, but
Well, let me say this right here, and I learned this back when I wasn't such a good person, but never enter a business with just one door. Always make sure there's an exit. You walk in one place, make sure that you can enter in case that one is blocked.
well,
I believe
nowadays it's a law.
it wasn't when we were coming up back
Oh yeah,
then.
I know. But nowadays it's a law. It's a zoning law. And oh, and the reason you said it, and it could just be just, you know, a fire. What if a
Yeah,
fire happened by the door? It has nothing to do if there's bad people coming in or something. It could just be a fire.
that's true.
Um, the, there's a lot of these buildings going up now that are uh, the shed to house things,
Yep.
and the people they only have one door, and I'm like, how do you live like that? And 90% of the time, when they put a wood stove in those, it's by the door, and I'm like, how do you do this? How do you live that way and not think about if the fire starts by the door? How are you getting out of there? You, you can't go through the wall. I mean, you can, but it's not going to be that fast.
That's true.
And I see this happening all the time, and you leave comments saying you need to have an exit. I mean, it's almost it's. I don't know how it is in out in the woods and stuff that you put these shed to house things. If a um, fire marshal or something seen that, oh, they wouldn't be living there. It makes no sense how they can actually do this. And it's even worse when they have multiple family members living in there.
It,
But that's what, like you said, that's the way it used to be. There was one way in and one way out,
yeah, it was.
and that's why they changed it to where you need to have multiple exits going out of businesses, because if there's a fire, how's everybody getting out?
Not unless you sleep with a chainsaw up underneath your bed.
Yeah, and nowadays some of the stuff that these things are built, you'd be very lucky to get out of a something like that with a chainsaw in time that you wouldn't, you know.
Now, well, let me say something. I don't know about today's mobile homes. Okay. 20 plus years ago, I've even heard a fire marshal say from the time a spark starts in a mobile home, it takes 7 minutes for it to burn completely to the ground. Okay. You've got a kitchen that is in the middle of the mobile home. Something in there catches on fire. You've
Yeah,
got parents on one end of the mobile home. You've got the kids on the other end of the mobile home. How are you going to run through the mobile home to save your kids? You're not.
yeah,
You know, I just hope and pray for the people who do live in mobile homes. That is one of the things y'all have taught your kids to do. You know, in a mobile home, the screens are a pop in. All you got to do is kick them or backhand them. The screen's out. And it's better to have a sprained leg or broke ankle or something like that than it is to get gone in a mobile home. I'll put it like
mhm,
that. I almost said something, but I didn't want to. Teach your youngins what to do in case of something like that. I
yeah.
don't see there
They have
used to be,
fire drills.
yeah, there used to be commercials on TV. Do you know what to do? Get down on
Stop,
your
drop,
hands.
and roll. Yeah,
That is if you get lit up, stop, drop, and roll.
yeah.
But
Well, they tell you to get low, fill the doors. I remember that.
yes,
What? Why don't they have those anymore? Well,
exactly.
I don't watch commercials or TVs that much anymore. Anyway.
Well, I don't either, but when I do, I'll make a whole day of it or maybe 2 days of it. But
Yeah,
yet, I don't see commercials like that no more. I
yeah.
don't see, let's say, educational television like you used to. It's all me, or I'm gonna slap you. You know, that's it.
Oh,
But
and this time of the year, oh,
yeah,
their
yeah,
TV, I just like the stupid commercials with the perfume, because uh, I they're always very weird in the first place. They always have these fancy outfits on, walking through crowds, and then oh, whatever the name of the perfume is, and they're all every celebrity has a perfume now. and it comes out on Christmas.
Robert Bates, I saw that. It's been what, the beginning of the month or something like that. It says YouTube channel Doss Farms had a fire in his shed to home. The
Yeah,
family
I still have a
barely.
hard time calling it Doss Farms because it's Adler to me. I knew him when uh, he got screwed over by his property that he was buying, and found out the guy that he was buying it from didn't even own it.
Oh
And
no.
yep, he lost his property, and then he moved all of his, because he had a bunch of animals. He moved his animals next to his father's property, and that's
Mm.
how he started his YouTube from very little.
What life? I'm going to highlight this one. Okay. Make sure
Yeah.
that you use the appropriate drop cords for stuff. If it's got 4 or 5 holes in it, do not hook up no 4 or 5 things to it
Well,
because the
that's
drop.
the thing. I know what he's talking about, the heaters.
Yes,
You shouldn't use an extension cord with a heater anyway.
you're right.
Either you plug it straight into the wall or you don't, because that's like you said, that's one of the things. And the Christmas tree stuff. Those Christmas trees lights short out so easy because they're made so cheaply.
All you got to do is thump it, and there goes the whole string. Goodbye.
Yeah.
But, and this is the time of the year that there's going to be more house fires
Hmm.
than any other time. You've got, especially during cold weather. Now, you've got people, let's say, who like to burn wood. Okay. Make sure you got a good draft in your chimney. Now, my chimney is done old school. They did not put flues in this chimney. Okay. And yes, I heat with wood. That is one of my alternatives is to heat with wood. I got gas heat right now, but damn, that shit's expensive. I don't care how you
Yeah,
look.
I would rather heat with wood than anything.
I
I
had
mean,
to.
to me, I think it's more safer than electric.
Oh, you know what?
Sure, more safer than gas,
Well,
but it's been downgraded to where it's the most unsafe way to heat your house is wood burner, and
I think
I still don't understand how.
now look, I can't. It's expensive to have somebody come out and check your fireplace to make sure that
Yeah.
it's safe. But I think there ought to be a state law in all states that at least once every 5 years your chimney uh, gets checked out to make sure it's safe.
Well,
Simple.
you should clean it
Well, yeah, that's true.
every 5 years. And if you clean it, then you should be able to tell if it needs inspected or not.
Right. Or if there's parts in there that need to be replaced or mudded up. Like I said, this house was built in 1902. Think that's a long time. Okay. I don't think they even knew what a flue was back then. And I hope I'm saying that right. But if it
Well,
comes right down to it, I'll throw a whole bunch of paper in there, set it on fire, and walk outside to see if it's smoking. If it's smoking, then I know I've got a good airstream like it's supposed to be. But once you get a fire going and you got sparks and everything, you got sparks going up that chimney. If you have cracks in your house, some of them sparks can go through that crack and catch your attic or upstairs on fire. That right there is kind of what scares me the most.
Well, the thing is I can't remember what it is. Usually lakes here to tell me what it is. And anyone burning wood should have it. It's a thing that you push on the wood and see how much moisture is in it.
Right.
And it's the type of wood you're burning. Um, if you're burning like the really hard oak and whatnot, that's perfect stuff.
Yes, it
There are
is.
people that can only burn like uh, pine and stuff like that. Pine
Well,
is bad
pine
because
is the worst wood you can burn in a fireplace.
well, there are some even worse than that, but
Well, in my area,
yeah, it's a moisture meter, but they got a fancy word for it. I don't know what it is. Um, but that when you burn wood that has a lot of creosote in it, it sticks to the pipes or the chimney as it's leaving, and you get a buildup of that stuff, and it's flammable. So you can get so hot that that stuff will catch on fire, and that's the inside of your chimney that's on fire, or your 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 pipe, and that's where it gets dangerous.
it is. Um, the pine is now. I'm talking from my area. Okay, pine is some of the hottest wood you can burn in a fireplace, but yet it's got a whole lot of sap in it,
Yeah,
which will coat your fireplace. And if it gets hot enough, after it's done cooled down and everything, it can catch your house on fire. It can stop up your fireplace or chimney or whatever. Okay, let's see how good that works. We may, hopefully, we may have an expert to pop in and talk to us about it a little bit. You know, if that person ain't done got tired and taking a pre nap before bedtime. Susie, let me highlight this one. We had a chimney fire, too many logs on the fire. The creosote went on fire. I used wool blankets to so sparks wouldn't set carpet on fire. Fireman saw
mhm.
me and said, "What the heck?" And I'm using that. Uh, and kids out.
Yeah. It wasn't because you had too many logs. It was because the creosote.
Right.
Because you can get well, there is depending on the wood stove too.
Well,
Because
now,
some of them it'll melt stuff around it.
yeah, but you've
Yeah.
got to set up. We had metal behind our fireplace and between the not fireplace wood stove, and we had a wood stove set on metal also, to where the sheetrock or plaster wouldn't get so hot that it would burn, or the floor would not burn up underneath the wood stove. You know, coming up. And I have put so many logs in there and opened the damper, you can be in the next room and hear that wood stove dancing because it was hot.
Mhm.
And always, always get a wood stove that you can cook on. Because let's face it, you got wintertime here now, your power goes out. The only way you got to heat is by wood. How you going to eat? How you going to hook? And always keep a pot of water on there too. That helps with your humidity, believe it or not. But how you going to cook?
On the wood stove.
Exactly. You know, hey, I made a pot of bacon. Me and the wife, when we got married, I've always heard the elders say, well, my parents used to cook on a wood stove. They used to put a pot of beans on it early in the morning and late at supper time, some of the best beans they ate. You know what? They wasn't kidding.
Hold on. It's now another day. Actually, another 2 days. They added to that clock.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Last night it was one.
yeah. They added another 2 days to it because it just clicked over 10 minutes ago, or actually 17 minutes ago. I missed it, but again,
17,
now it
17.
says the final countdown: Sky event worldwide green light. I think
Well,
they're just making stuff up, and and they got a link on it. And again,
oh,
do
shit.
not click that link because it's got malicious stuff in that on that website. I'm probably going to do another video warning people.
Okay, okay. I need to put a banner up. Let me see. Okay, because I'm seeing in here, uh, please respect chat. So
Hmm.
evidently, I'm not ready. Look, it's hard for a creator to talk and read chat at the same time, you know. And I'm gonna say this right here: if you are a mod, warn them one time. I'm gonna be nice, but after that, do what you got to do, depending
Uh,
on how bad
I
they are.
I see it.
Is it bad?
It's just probably some little kid. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
Mods will take care of it. It gets worse.
okay, okay. But yeah, I mean, you know what? We've been doing pretty good until I mentioned the pot of beans. And you can fry cornbread in a frying pan. It don't have to be in the oven. And
and
that is about as good as oven baked cornbread.
and we Robert Bates has given a lot of good information for those because he yeah, he said 35 years fire department, so he has a lot of good information about keeping chimneys safe and whatnot.
They do. They do make creosote cleaning logs that will. You know what? Maybe I need to get me some of them, throw them in there. Now, Robert, let me ask this right here. I know I have seen in the past when they sell those creosote logs, there's about 3 or 4 to a pack. Do you put every one of them in there, or do you just put one in with a load of wood?
Yeah, I think it's like I think they tell you it's well the ones I seen are pretty good size and it's supposed to be like for a month or 6 months or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, okay.
I've
Now,
never sat there and read the directions on them or anything.
well, see, I've seen them in stores. I know what they are, but
Yeah,
I've never used one. I would not know how to use one. And now that we got Robert in chat and he's a little bit of an expert on it, please do explain for people like
Yeah,
myself.
and I was going to say it's probably different per different brands. But if you already have the stuff to clean your, and it depends on the pipe. I don't know. I don't think I would want to try to. I would rather clean out a pipe than a chimney. Is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to get out. Um, Chimney, I would probably leave it to a professional, but I've done the whole pipe thing. You just back and forth, pull it out, push it back down through the stove, and back and forth, and clean it all out, and do a good burn.
well, now I'm going to mention something. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what I'm talking about. I do not know the exact name for it, but they got two types of pipe for a chimney. One is a irregular chimney pipe. Another one is like a double pipe that,
Oh, that goes eh, like if you're going through your roof,
right.
anywhere it contacts like a wall, that's the part that gets in between there.
Okay.
Or if you're going through the roof, you'll have to have, and it's different in every state probably because I think you need it from the ceiling through the attic out the roof for that double insulated. And
So,
again, it's probably different in every state, so I don't know.
so in other words, what you're saying is the inside pipe gets hot, but yet the outside pipe don't get nowhere near as hot.
No, the other way around. The inside is hot, the outside is cool. So,
That, that's what I
well, okay.
said. Okay. So, well, if that's the case, and I don't know the cost of it, but it sounds like to me,
It's expensive.
Lake, I sent you an invite if you want to come up because I know you got a little bit more knowledge on this than
Yeah,
bushcraft
I think she actually um, pays to get their
chimney.
chimney done or their pipe.
Yeah.
And again, there's a difference between pipe and chimney.
Right, Robert. There is an air gap between the pipes. Don't that
Yeah.
also help the flow? Also,
Oh, that you're getting into something different than that, though. There are um, I can't remember what it's called, but there are some that allow air to go through, so you get more draft coming through.
now
Um,
Carson also said triple wall pipe. Used it for years. Lifesaver. I didn't even know they had that one.
yeah, that's that one pipe that goes through the walls. It's like I said, it is expensive.
Well, look how much it
Oh,
costs to
okay,
build
you do
that.
it yourself. Okay, I wasn't sure. Maybe
I like.
that was when you first moved into place. You were saying,
Mm. Well, look how
or they
much it
had to
costs
get
to
it
build
cleaned,
a
or something
house.
like that.
Okay, Lake says bushcraft. You can tell Jeff.
Oh,
I would be scared to death to get on top of my house because I've got an extraordinary steep roof up there, and my bones don't heal like they used to no more.
I don't have a ladder tall enough to get up there.
Oh, I've got one tall enough to get up there, but it ain't going up there. I'm
Yeah,
not going up there.
I
No.
actually we've the back of the house because of the tree. we lost spouting, and I had somebody come out here to check to see how much they would charge to, fix it. Well, we can't do it. And I said, why
Okay.
not? We don't have a ladder tall enough to get up there because, well, if you've seen my yard, we're up on a hill and the yard is down the hill, basically. So it's not, it's like a four-story house.
Now, back in my younger days, I done paint contracting, and we've done the company I started out working for.
Right there it
On
is,
the
Jeff.
So, Bushcraft,
okay,
you were kind of almost right. Bigfoot and my stepdad went and in the attic and then up on the roof. They pulled an old 6-inch pipe out of here. And let me tell you what, it was corroded. We did all this ourselves. So Bigfoot and I went and picked all this up. That week or weekend, my stepdad came over and we did the triple wall all the way up through the attic. Sorry, it's dusty. I have to do this every 4 days. Um, we went all the way up through the attic, all the way up top, and we have a cap up on the one up in the roof. We have a cap on it. And then again,
That doesn't work for keeping squirrels out.
no, it does not, because they still get through the cap and into your wood stove, where you then have to work as a family unit to make a blanket tunnel out to your front door to get the hissing, growling squirrel out of the house. Yep, true story. Yep.
that's all right. Squirrel gravy.
Then down here is our tea again. If wood stove season is dusty, people, this can actually happen in 2 days. Can you guys see that or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we did is we did a T down here, so that way when Bigfoot goes up on the roof by himself, and I hate it twice a year, he goes up on the roof with a big long brush. I'm not going to go out to the garage and go get that, but it's a big long brush. The brush on the end of it looks kind of like a wired. It's wiry. The toilet brushes.
Looks like a porcupine.
No, it
Yeah.
actually looks like an oversized toilet brush, but metal. But it's on a really long pole. And
Yeah.
what happens, the reason we did the T is because all he'll have to do is do that. And then we come in here, we put our pail down here, and then that's where we open the thing down here, and we let it all fall into the pail. 2 years we haven't had anything fall. You should not need creosote logs unless you actually burn things
Burn the
like
bad
pine.
logs.
Yeah, don't burn any soft wood, because if you're burning soft wood, or if you're not ramping a high enough fire, if you're doing doing fires in the beginning of the year,
What's that the doohickey called?
this thing that I need to dust.
No, that you push onto the log to
Huh?
see the
See how
moisture
much
level in it.
Oh, the moisture meter?
Well, I thought it had a name to it.
Probably. I just the thing with the little prongs on it where I stick it in the log and it tells you how much moisture it has in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought you called it something else before.
It is called something else because
It's-
woodworkers use it also.
It is called something else, but I've been calling it the moisture reader forever. So I don't know. Yeah, there's that. And then also, yeah, we usually have our logs anywhere from 5 to like 8 for moisture. You shouldn't burn anything. I think more than, well, I'm not sure on that. I don't remember. We keep our wood cradle. It's not full yet anymore, but we keep our wood cradle over here, so it dries out rather quick anyways.
It's a
What?
thingamabob.
Yeah, a thingamabob. That's what it's called.
Yeah, thingamabobber. Yeah, it's got the little prongers. It's actually,
Hydrometer? Is that what it's called? A hydrometer?
yeah, that's probably what it's called. It's actually in this messy drawer because I don't even use it anymore.
Uh,
We also have this thingy where it'll tell you like the temperature of the outside of your stove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then your dad says, what you call it.
Yeah, because whatchamadingle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any more
Oh, the
questions?
diddly whopper.
Yeah. Any more questions? I am going to turn my camera off though, because I got
Okay.
things.
Well, I mean, it's that time of the year where fires is so common right now.
Mhm.
You need to take every measurable step you can to keep a fire from getting started.
Right.
And I think that right there is what I was trying to get across to everyone. Just be safe out there because it's like this when you chunk fire into when you chunk wood into that fire and you lay down from that point up is subject to chaos
Mm.
like that. And I kind of agree with you want some type of heat during the night, but you don't want it to where your wood stove is dancing also,
Right.
you know.
So, the thing is that it's really, really important when you get up in the morning, you ramp that fire. Now, there's these temperature gauges that are magnetic that you can stick on your stove and your pipe. They will tell you how hot it is. We ramp ours. There's like a zone where you don't want to go past, and then there's a zone you want to be in. The zone that we're in
Okay.
is between 300 and 550. We ramp a fire every morning to about at least 450 and let it go. What that does is it burns all the junk, creosote, everything out of your pipe. That ramp fire in the morning is super, super important. And then during the day, if you want to have low fires or whatever, but again, if your stove um, doors are really, really black, if your fire bricks are really, really black, you need to again do another ramping, get all that out of there. You shouldn't have creosote in your pipe at all. That means that you're not burning right. When you do that every beginning of the year, end of the year, um, when you bring that wire brush down, you shouldn't be getting a lot. If you're getting a lot, then you're doing your fires wrong. And I don't mean to sound like a wood snob, but you're just not doing it right.
No, I want you to sound like that because that may save a life or two
Well,
in the long run.
yeah, that's really dangerous. And the wood that you use should be all hardwood. I don't care who tells you that you should put and can put pine. I don't care
No.
if they tell you that it's a hot fire. I don't care if they tell you that you can burn small amounts. Absolutely do not burn pine in your wood stove ever.
No.
Now, now I do remember
Not
my
even for kindling.
dad.
No,
If you're
absolutely.
gonna burn pine, do it outside.
Now, I use a pine cone to cheat sometimes to ramp a fire. That's different. But again, I'm ramping those fires for at least 5-10 minutes or longer at 450 and then turning it down. I damper it down after that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
seen why I knew the guy. He would burn spare tires in
Mm-mm-mm.
his wood stove.
No.
No,
And
no.
you could see the stuff was on the outside of the pipes. It was so bad.
There.
You
That's
know
me.
when
Well,
you can
now,
see the soot on the outside of a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how bad
now,
his was. And I'm like, you're gonna burn up one of these days. And he said, well, that's the cheapest wood you ever get. He said just put he would cut up tires and burn them in there. And
Right.
now, Lake, I want you to stress and explain the gasket on a fire door
Mm.
that goes around, how important that is.
Okay. Well, actually, this is a great time to actually do that because Bigfoot and I need to replace ours. Only
So
on
you
the
think.
okay, so we need to replace ours only on the one door. However, we're going to do both doors. But this is a great time to demonstrate because we need one on the left door. And by the way, hi Vineyard Dad and Grape Gems. This fire is really hot. So, and I'm on my phone. So here's our wood stove. It was made right here in the Adirondacks, Glacier Bay. Before you open any wood stove, you should always open up your dampers. Obviously, when you peek, you should have your welding gloves, a poker. um, so right now, this is our fire on the one door. This door is okay, but I'm going to open this door a little bit. Listen when I close it. Did you guys hear that? That
Metal on
needs
metal.
a gasket. That needs a new gasket. I'm going to do this real quick because our fire is going to spit coals at me. No, really, it's going to spit coals. Can you guys see the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rope, and it's a rope gasket for your fire. Did you hear that one? That one's hitting the door. But when I close it like this, it doesn't hit at all. So this rope is good. This one's getting bad. You don't want it to sound like that. I'm going to bring this back down. So the reason we use welding gloves is I can pick up a log that has fallen out, which doesn't usually happen, but it has. And I use welding gloves because I will pick up that log and throw it right back in with my
Oh
hand.
yeah. Now I know the difference, but explain to the people who don't understand what the dampers are for. Also,
Well, our dampers on this wood stove are just these dials.
right.
So when I'm starting a fire, whether there's coals in here or not, I open them both all the way up. I put 2 logs in, one over here, one in the back on top, and one in the front on top. If I'm starting a fire with no coals, I put all of my kindling and my newspaper, that's what we use, or pine cones. And what I do is I do a fall in one. I start from the top a little bit from the bottom, light it. And then we have this bellow, which is not very easy to open with one hand and not with my teeth. So anyways, this is like a big long antenna thing. I'm not going to be able to get this up with one hand.
Okay.
And then I start our fire. What was your question? I already forgot.
What the dampers are for.
The dampers, right. So then after I got the fire ramped, I will leave this right door open. After it gets, I'll read the temperature gauge up there that we put up there. We put one there and then we have an extra up there because I put that up here in case we have to cook. What I do is I keep this door open and then I'll start, when that thing gets about 250, 300, I'll start bringing the dampers down. I'll start closing them up. But you still have to leave this open because you don't want a chugging wood stove. If you shut a wood stove down too fast, it'll actually chug and then poof. So what I do is after I close them down a little bit, I close them for a little while. Then I reopen the door just a little bit, close these down just 1 or 2 more turns, close this again, and you have to watch it, because it might end up starting to fall. I'll go do dishes at that point or whatever, but I won't leave the house. I won't go take a shower until this is ramped correctly. Because again, you don't want it chugging like a choo-choo train and spitting out. It actually poofs if it's done too much. But these dampers, I usually do about a half a turn to 1.5 turn, and we're good. We usually like a fire we ramp it up to about 450, and then we turn it down till it has to at least hold at 300. in order to walk away.
I'm gonna let you and Bushcraft talk for a few minutes. I got to step downstairs.
Hey,
Make sure you mute it this time.
yeah. And then don't ever put oil on your wood stove. You always, like on all of your doors, if they're
Yeah,
you always use a graphite lubricant.
I love when they put WD-40 on it.
No, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Please.
Why is there a flame on the outside of the door?
Well, see, because we have these pins. I don't know if you can see that. We have these pins on the door.
Yeah.
So those will actually pop up. Like this one right now needs the graphite. I haven't done it yet. You can also put the graphite on the dampers so they don't squeal. But that's about it. It's all that needs done. And then usually it's not this dusty, but it is today. I haven't done it since Thanksgiving. Yep. Any other questions?
Oh.
Look, dig deeper. You're giving me the thumbs up. Anything you want to add, Bigfoot? No.
Cake. There should be a cake on top of that.
Yeah. I already told everyone how you go on the roof and what you do with a big wired toilet brush. Oh goodness.
The one I used, it wasn't on. It was on a chain. So it was the big ball, and you drop the chain down, and then you shove the ball down in there, and then you go downstairs and you pull it through until it gets to the bottom, and then you pull it back up, and you do this back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Which I never understood why they didn't have it on a pole, but I guess it would make sense because the pole would be.
Well,
And this was a 3-story house, so
I was gonna say that's why you would, because in a 2 or 3-story house, that is what you would have to use, because what we use
it is a pain though for somebody that's don't it by themselves, because as soon as you pull it all the way down to the bottom, you have to climb back on top of the roof and pull it back up, go back down and do it again.
True story. Yeah, that's what you would have to do. I'm actually eating.
Yeah, I think it's been a while, but Susie D asked, do you get downdrafts?
Yeah, your stove can puff, but if you have a good fire going, that should not happen. Which is another reason it's important to have that gasket, so you don't have any spaces for anything like that to happen. But no, we don't have any problems with the wind. Hi, Susie D.
You got too many pine trees.
Well,
Blocks the wind.
Yeah, we haven't had any issues with the wind. Actually, the windier the day, the more, I mean, you get a better ramp faster. It draws it up faster, in my opinion, I think. I guess I could move over to chat and see.
I was halfway to my destination when I heard you say mute. I wasn't about to turn around and come back and say I did.
Yeah. We heard the toilet flush and everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, this time you didn't. I promise you that.
Hi, Carson. Carlos. Sorry, I didn't.
Oh, so you went out the front door.
No, Dixie's sitting in here with me. I couldn't do it this time.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't water my driveway this time.
Sorry, I wasn't here at 7. We talk, they're talking about food.
I was fixing to say, I think this is going to be the first stream that we've not really talked about food. But then again, I may
We
be.
started with it.
Yeah, we did start with it, but we
Yeah.
didn't keep going on about it
Well,
like we normally do. The
well,
reason
that
we
doesn't count.
started,
We still talked about food.
well, here and there, I opened
Yeah.
it up on kind of some of the recalls that they doing.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to get lard and
I wouldn't mind getting some good lard.
yeah.
It's safe. Believe it or not, lard that our grandparents used is more safer now than what they're selling on the shelves.
Oh yeah. Well,
And
you know what the thing, and I didn't know this until recently about the Crisco.
yeah,
But
I know.
and
Matter of fact,
there's a lot of women that swore by Crisco.
The only
well,
thing that's good for is for making candles.
Well, no, it was originally patented to grease bearings in submarines.
There you
Yeah.
go.
They didn't change it. It went straight from
Baron Grease.
submarines into your
cooking.
kitchen.
Mm-mm-mm.
Now, if I ain't mistaken, and do not quote me on this, but there was another creator who went by the name of 101. And I think you was also up on his panel that mentioned that, what it was invented to do. And
Yeah,
that's
I told him about it
years
too.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I that amazed me because I was sitting there looking for something and I came across the patent for Crisco and I'm like,
Was that the same day I made my peanut butter candle?
oh no.
Thank goodness we blew that out, huh? That could have been bad.
But you know something, like you kind of taught me something I did not know. When it comes right down to it, yeah, you got a candle, but it can be very dangerous too.
Well, any candle can.
Mhm.
Yeah, not like peanut butter.
That's why I say it. If that's the only thing you have to heat with, go get cookie sheets in your out of the kitchen and put your candles on the cookie sheet. Because if
Yeah.
it tips over, it's just going to fall on the cookie
Yeah.
sheet instead of your
You guys-
carpet.
I'm not taking everybody through our whole house, but did you guys want to see what I do around the house for light?
Caution.
Gosh. Well, it works as light source and heat in case of a power outage. Now let me go grab the light.
Now,
Just got the thing in front of there. I can't see.
Yeah,
I'm-
I took it off.
I've never heard of eating lard sandwiches.
You
What?
never made a grilled cheese with lard?
No.
That the way he described it, or she described it. I'm sorry. It's like take a spoonful of lard, put it between two pieces of bread, and eat it.
Well, there are differences, and this varies from people. If you
Now I've seen those.
you overcook the lard
I got it hanging.
to where it starts turning brown, it actually tastes more pork ish, if that makes sense.
There's another word for it. I want to say crackling. That's how they
No,
make.
that's the stuff on the top.
Okay.
That's the fat one, all the or the skin after, or the
fat comes off of it.
Yeah. All the fat gets rendered down and you're just left with the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought. Because once there are different versions of it, I guess. When you're making lard, if it gets because some people like it clear, and some will continue to get as much of the fat off the skin as can be, and it actually turns it more darker, and it actually tastes more of the pork in the lard.
Right.
We always, well, when I did it with my grandpa and stuff, and when I say grandpa, it was with probably another 10 other grandpas that was there, but everybody did it at the same time and everybody shared in it. There's a big old pot and it was bubbling away, and once it got to a certain I wouldn't say temperature, but everybody liked it clear and not too brown.
Right.
And there were some that let theirs go a little bit longer.
Well, now I do know this right here.
Okay.
Today, let's say today is Wednesday. For me, payday will be Friday. If there's no snow on the ground, and I'm not talked it over with a wife yet, but we may be going up to the foothills of the mountains and getting some sausage inside meat, because there's another creator who said that they may be processing animals to get sausage.
They already did.
Well, like I said, I would prefer homemade sausage over store-bought sausage any day of the week.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, you're talking about the True Grit family.
yeah,
Yeah, they already did.
okay. Then that was
She had it all boxed up. She was talking about her the backbone. She's that for her, that's the best part of the meat, and they did it as a community type thing again.
Right. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. You know, you get okay. That takes me back to when I was coming up as a kid.
Mm.
They raised hogs just for that purpose. And I've always heard there was two types of hogs that you raised. One was just for the fat that coming off of it, the grease and everything. The other one
Bacon,
is
yeah,
for the meat. You know, the
yeah.
bacon, the sausage, so on and so on. Like
Well,
that.
the fat one would be for
The
the
law.
bacon and lard, but that's where you got the good bacon was from the fatty pigs.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there was a community who done that. Everybody in the community would bring their hogs to do it. And then after everything got processed, it got split up amongst the ones who helped do it. I'll put it like, did Lake pop down on her own, or?
Yeah. She's good.
Okay. Oh, here she is.
She got a phone call.
My daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the oldest daughter.
Okay.
Me for the third.
Oh, that's right, Grace. Thank you for reminding me. Hump day.
That makes everyone's day.
I forgot about that.
By the way, hi.
Yeah,
Well,
and it clears everybody's ears out that has earbuds in.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm gonna tell you right now, Bushcraft, this cake is so bad. My wife does not want to make me suffer. She done got her a second slice. Carrot cake. And I will admit, that it's good. It really
I
is.
went and got me a uh, one of them stand up mixer thingies because I wanted to start doing some
I
baking
will.
things, some things.
I
I
want one of
haven't
them.
even had. It's been sitting there. I haven't even touched it yet because I haven't had time to do anything.
Hey, you want to do a reveal what you get with it and what it's
Well,
used for, and make some bread while you at it.
that was the plan. But the thing is, I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'll just put it this way: uh, Walmart messed up,
Oh
and
no.
I came out ahead.
Oh well, damn, that's good.
Yeah, but I don't want to advertise it.
Okay, okay. Hello, Lady D. Glad to have you here tonight.
Hey, Lady D.
Well, I gotta check something out here.
So, is that what you guys had for dinner tonight? Was carrot cake?
No.
I ate my dinner about breakfast time this morning. So had her.
Macaroni.
She had homemade mac and cheese, which is good,
Oh,
but you better have a cast iron spoon to get it out of the bowl, or your spoon's gonna bend. Mashed potatoes, which off the chart. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then she fried up some. Well, she didn't fry it in the frying pan. It was fried in the oven. Okay, some chicken, and there was some spices that went on it. I could not eat the skin because it
oh,
really socks off.
because you gave her garlic salt instead of garlic.
That's one of them. And she was sitting here today and told me some other stuff that she put on it, which made sense now.
Oh,
Salt and
okay.
pepper. Yeah.
Yeah, she.
It was just fault though, wasn't it, Dixie?
Yeah.
Thanks a
He
lot.
gave the garlic salt. Instead of garlic powder.
Today she went through each and every one of them spices
I hid the
and
garlic salt.
found the well, she hid the garlic salt. And she told me straight up, point blank, she hid it and I better not find it.
That's funny.
So,
Yeah,
now,
a lot of times the salt that's in those garlic salts are worse than regular salt. They're a bad salt.
well, now I'm gonna say this right here. Okay, I kind of prefer pink Himalayan salt.
What's the
Yeah.
It's not as strong and it's got a little bit better taste to it, to
Mhm.
me,
That's good.
my opinion.
We have our pink Himalayan salt in one of those, like it's a salt cracker, like kind of the way pepper shakers are.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I got mine in.
yeah. You just fill it as you want.
But
Yeah.
now, when it comes to the pepper, me and the wife, we damn pepperholics. We
We
love pepper.
we go through more pepper than salt.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
too.
I
And me, I like peppercorn. It's got a
Yeah.
little bit more of a kick to it than regular pepper.
That's what we have both. We call it. So we
Yeah.
have our
You got the
cracker,
little ink,
Yeah,
ink, ink.
yeah,
and then we also have our. I call it table pepper. The stuff that you
right.
put on the table. Yeah.
That's for the guests that come over. You
Yeah,
know,
I can't stand that powdered dried out stuff.
I mean,
I like the
it's
fresh, you know,
yeah,
You
the
know, we have it.
peppercorn. Yeah,
We have
using
it.
the pepper mill.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
We
Now
have
I've got.
at the both
Go
sides.
ahead.
I was just saying we have salt and peppers at both sides of the table that are shaky. I call them the shaky ones, but no, the cracked ones we have in the kitchen, and then I have another set that we can put out.
Now I've got a pepper mill that kind of reminds me a little bit of a coffee grinder. You know that you have to turn. It's got the
Got the
handle on
handle.
it. I've got one of them, and I'm sorry, I'm not using it. I don't want to take a chance on breaking it because even the looks of it looks like it's about 50 plus years old. No.
Well, it sounds like it probably will work better than most things.
Oh, it
If
does.
it's
I have used it and it does work, but you've got to adjust the size of pepper you want to come out. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
that's nice. That's a nice one, Jeff.
Yeah,
I like
it's not a preset one.
Use it.
the electric ones, but I'm not going to pay the money for it. Or they're actually rechargeable.
Yeah, I was looking at.
That they glow, and it's the TikTok thing that everybody's got. But
Oh
I'm
goodness.
not paying that much money for it. I just use the hand cranker.
Have you checked on the Temu to see if they would have a pair?
No, not yet.
You
Oh,
will know.
shit.
Yeah.
I
I
went.
checked on Temu either yesterday or the day before yesterday. Years ago, I wanted to buy some tire chains for my car, and I called around. The cheapest pair around here that I could find was something like $150. And needless to say, I did not get them. I checked Temu out and checked for tire chains. They're not exactly chains, but they may work for a couple of snows for about $18. And I have seriously thought about getting me 2 or 3 sets of them.
Oh wow.
Wow. What?
They have a 2-piece set pepper grinder.
Did they light up?
$6 and 79 cents.
I
Hey,
mean,
go for it.
I mean, it may be good for a year or two or a little bit more, but it's. I don't know. Maybe it might be worth it.
Even at
That's
that,
pretty cool.
It's a nice Christmas gift.
to yourself, yeah.
Maybe that'll be my next haul. I'll do a kitchen haul this time.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've done some stuff with Temu in the kitchen, and let me tell you, I'm not sorry.
yeah, there
Yeah.
it is. Oh, I got 2 of them. The one, damn, this has still got salt in it.
Is Dixie bringing out stuff you didn't know you had?
Literally, yes.
That's what I do to
Okay,
Bigfoot.
hold on. Now, this is not the one I was talking about, but the one I'm talking about is wood. Okay?
Mhm.
Damn. This has
What?
got pepper in it.
Don't put it on your keyboard.
Put it up.
It's grain. I got to. Hey, this one's even adjustable. Check that out.
My mom used to.
Right there's the pepper, and this is the salt.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
My mom used to put rice in our wooden ones. The wooden grinders, she'd put rice in them to keep it from sticking.
Yeah, wouldn't it grind up the rice too?
Not in the grinder,
Oh,
just the pepper.
yeah.
In the regular. Oh, yeah,
Regular salt, she'd put rice in it.
yeah.
And the rice is too big to fit through the holes. But every now and then, a piece of rice pointing end first would poke through one of those holes and clog it. Every time.
That's so strong, boy. Damn. That's stronger than the umbrella girl.
And I'm sorry I can't type in chat, guys. I'm on my phone and I can't type to everybody, but hello to everybody.
As far as I know, yes, TH2. I think he is taking the night off.
Yep.
As
Oh,
far
my
as I know, he
camera's
can
on. I
start it
thought-
right up right now, though.
He
I
actually,
talked to him a little bit ago because of
stuff.
Q stuff is going off right now that is very weird, and it not really Q. It's more like the Q copiers.
So,
Oh, cowboy boot.
Acres. Yeah. And they're, you know what? I'm going to shoot this damn laptop. And they are also,
Metal.
what are you shooting up at?
I've got a lot of gold.
Okay.
Like I've got turkey, salt, and pepper shakers. I've got bunnies. I've got owls. All due to my mom bringing this stuff up. Yep.
We're going to have to throw these in the trash and ain't got nothing in them.
no, we don't. So,
Yeah, well, I reckon they're smoking.
Grace Johnston says 8.9. The M, I forgot what that one was. The
Magnitude.
mass, yeah. The solar mass ejection thing, I mean, Jiggy's class hitting. So then they downgrade that and they put it into a G, so it could hit as a G2, G1, G3.
I'm going to do a shout out. Hello, Miss Cindy Squirrel off grid. Glad you could join us tonight. Nice to have you. And we've talked just about a little bit of everything tonight. So, but
We didn't talk about the flying pigs.
lunchbox.
Mama, would you quit? She brought out her lunchbox that she used to carry to school. Yeah. Scooby Doo.
Scooby-Doo. And it's the normal Scooby-Doo, too.
It's even got the thermostat to it.
That's so cool. I have my strawberry shortcake metal lunchbox still, but I don't have my thermos anymore. My mom replaced it with a Mickey Mouse one because I lost it.
I think the last metal lunchbox that came into my house, my son owned it, and it was the Dukes of Hazzards.
Oh,
Do you
that'd be,
know how much that would go for nowadays?
yeah, since they canceled it.
Yeah. I mean, I've had quite a few lunch boxes coming up. And even what we consider bad school food back then was a lot better than what they serving nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Now they had what the school version of pizza, hamburger bun with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that was it.
There's the turkey.
Well, they already said that.
That door.
And it has doors on top. A turkey. An Avon bottle.
Avon. Gobble gobble. And get into it.
Well,
there.
it's pretty bad when our lunches are ranked lower than Mexico's.
You've got to be kidding me, right?
I'm serious. Yep. There's another one. I don't know if it's Panama or one of those over there was higher than ours. And we're not talking nutritious. We're talking quality. Like, I don't know how they worded it. And some of the best ones were, I think Netherlands.
Okay.
Japan has a better one. There's quite a bit.
Well, I've seen an ad, and it's been quite a few years. The Japan kids are more well educated than most of the American youngins nowadays. But I do not know, or I cannot remember what the qualifications is for the school. But I do remember this right here. Yeah, the youngins go from one class to another class before they can leave. Each one of them has an area they have to keep clean before they can go. The teacher, they teach them what they're supposed to. When they get through, then they start cleaning. And I'm talking, first, second, third graders, they in there literally sweeping the floors, dusting the whole 9 yards. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's got to be the cleanest schools in the world over there. Okay, hold on, TH2.
101 went up.
Mm-mm.
I ain't.
What is 101 going up tonight, Bushcraft? I don't think so.
Not that I know of. He didn't say anything.
Okay, TH2, hang on.
Last night he said something about Friday, but then he said, "Well,
So, who
actually,
knows?
yeah." He said, "Actually, I'll come back when I can or I want." He said, or something.
There you go, Jeff. Hit the share button down there, or whatever that thing is.
Hold on,
Share
one
share share thing.
Is
You're
it
on the potty.
is it called present now?
Yeah.
I've been just directing everyone to your video that you put out days ago, pertaining to the stuff you guys were talking about a couple minutes ago with the clock.
Before
Oh, yeah.
I get into that, TH2 was wondering how my apple butter is looking. Now, mind you, you can't really see it that good, and I can't turn it up. But, damn, my hands. This is what I hate.
Oh yeah, look good.
Yeah, they do look good. But like I said, and this batch, I tasted them, I reckon about an hour ago. They're not as sweet as what they were about 14 hours ago. But yeah, I'm going to eat that. It ain't going back in the pot. I'm sorry. All right. And I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay, this is which country? And this, I think this is pretty old, but which country has the best school lunches?
Well,
That's you.
it's
That's
not
UK.
showing. Okay. UK had, you say they got the best lunches?
Well, I don't know if it's ranked in the best or not, but
Better than ours.
yeah. And this is France.
Damn.
Look at all that stuff.
Yeah. What is that? Kiwis and carrots and
Well,
green
I
beans?
know that's cheese. That's brie. You got sweet potatoes or carrots.
Okay.
Yeah. Apple slices, a nice thing of meat,
Yeah,
rare
really.
steak, green beans. And look, they even got seasoning on the green beans. Ukraine, I would say that's cranberry something another. Oh no, it's beetroot soup, pickled cabbage, sausage, and mashed and sweet pancake.
What the hell they doing to our kids over here? They dumbing our kids down.
This is Greece.
Oh Lord. I'm moving there. I'm going back to school over there.
Brazil. Yes, Brazil. I mean, that looks good.
I ain't seen the one yet I'll turn away.
Well, there's Finland. Italy.
Damn, that tastes good.
South Korea.
Wait a minute. That's South Korea right there.
Yep.
I turned it down on low.
So I did turn it on low.
I did.
There's USA. And that looks a lot better than what
they
they actually
serve.
serve.
Yeah, it really does. Even
And-
though our food's fake.
Yeah.
You got chocolate chip cookies. What is that? Mashed potatoes and I can't even think of the name of it now.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, green peas and applesauce. Now you walk into a school, any school, you ain't gonna see that.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Spain.
see slop.
I mean, look at the difference between the two right there. And this is supposed to be ranked under ours.
Well,
Look at the difference.
you know all those people who get those bags of chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of TJ's sons today, TJ Prep's sons, one of them a couple days ago asked her if she knew a good recipe to make chicken nuggets, and she's like, "Really? We live in the South." So she whipped up. I can't remember how
No,
many
that's
pounds
it.
of chicken nuggets. She came home from work and they had eaten them all. She didn't even get one. But it's just goes to like, buying out of a bag versus making your own. It's probably much better, right? I
You
don't
know
know
what?
what they put in bagged chicken nuggets. I mean, what's in the chicken? Bush
This
crumbs.
apple
Oh,
butter may not make it to the jar.
wow. Look at this.
Okay.
1-1 is already set up alive.
Really?
Yep, for Friday.
Yep.
Okay.
Or no. No, that's be Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It would be tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
I found the sugar.
The House of Cards is falling.
Well, if you keep sending him stuff, he will go live with it.
Yeah, I know.
It work.
I didn't want to send him anything. I just asked him a question about something.
And is this what you're talking about? One of these?
Yeah,
This
but
one?
it's one of the supposed to be fancier ones that are flatter, so it has a thing that covers it up, so I don't end up with flour all over the house.
Okay.
Ladder.
Flatter.
Yeah, it's like a flatter version of it. It's
No.
short and fat.
Like the top of it where it's rounded.
Yeah, it's all flatted toward the bowl more.
I want one of them
Oh, no,
mixers so bad.
this one, the neck, that's all the way. That's up. You can actually put this down more.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is like right on top of the bowl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go,
And
if
it's got suction cups on the bottom of it.
it
Oh,
does,
no.
and cups on the bottom of it. So
Oh yeah, that one
Now,
does too.
watch,
Okay.
watch.
bushcraft.
Oh, all the way up. See?
Yeah.
And
So
then come
you've
on.
got you have the industrial type. You don't
Oh
have
no,
the
it's
full-
not. It's not industrial. It's
This sucker.
No, Lake does. Lake
Yeah.
does.
oh yeah,
But
Lake
It
does.
rises up.
like when I lift up,
That's
you,
a KitchenAid,
you
isn't
can
it?
actually see my muscle flexing.
Well,
And
now they
we
got
wouldn't have this. My mom gifted us this.
see now they got two types of KitchenAid.
Oh.
One like you just saw Lake Ferry having, and another one where the head tilts back and you can pop the bowl out like that.
Yeah.
And the ones that you tilt the head back is mainly supposed to be for homes. But like I said, what Lake has is, I want to say industrial.
Yeah,
You know,
it don't flip. Yeah, it doesn't flip back.
right. I can't eat no more of this. My sugar's be up to 700-800.
Something tells me, Dixie, you better watch that one. He'll be,
Oh,
yeah,
I know.
get after him with all that.
He just try it out to see what.
I'm gonna have to buy at least 2 more bags of apples to go with that in order to get that sweetness out. God almighty.
Well, I said it was good. She got
It
down to the
was.
sugar.
It was, but as it set in the bowl, the sugar went to one side, and the last two bites, I found it.
That's it.
Uh-oh.
Quit there.
Now, if you pound a bunch
Yeah.
of butter, will that help?
You just stop.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to find my cursor. There it is.
It's
I
hiding.
could use that apple butter to sweeten my tea with.
There you go.
Wait a minute, yeah, it's got it ain't came up yet, but I've clicked it. Hello, you
Oh, is
can
it?
wake up. Add to stage. I done did. You peckerhead.
That's the one right here.
No, wait a minute. What? Oh, I'm not muted.
Dixie will tell you what.
That's the one I got right there.
Okay.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
But you
That's
don't have the one you can put attachments to it, do you?
Yeah,
Like
they're right there.
awesome.
Oh no, not like the other stuff that
Kitchen.
you can put with it.
Okay.
The pasta maker and all that stuff. No, it's just a mixer or whatever they call it. The little dial that you push and it moves. It that thing takes off like crazy.
So in other words, don't put flour in it and turn it on high.
Well, it's got that little cover so it covers it up.
Okay.
Anytime you put flour in, make sure you cover it over whatever liquid you got in there.
Yeah.
Or butter. That way it
And
won't fly
it
everywhere.
has a thing for bread, so
yeah.
You got that hook thing.
yeah.
This one's got it. I just keep all the stuff in it. It's got the one
Carson, you be careful and you have a good evening.
and it's even
Bye,
got
Carson. You have a good night.
Good night, Carson. Good night, Marlene.
Yeah, those ones there, those ones are real expensive ones that you go to buy them in the store.
Well, this one was bought a long time ago. This one my mom and my stepdad gave to Bigfoot and I because, well, they're just not doing a lot of things at home like that anymore.
Yeah.
They're not doing it. Yeah.
Harvest Mary Moon, you can make butter with a good food processor. I've done it.
Yeah, you can make butter with a mason jar.
I am not sitting there shaking myself all day long to make butter. I'll go to Walmart and have them to put it in that contraption that they make shake up paint with first.
I can see it now. Dixie puts on one of those white hats on his head. And he's got those pants and he's sitting there churning butter at the table.
Yeah, and if you'll notice in your vision, she's got a long paddle to smack me with in case I slow down.
That's to keep you awake for when you slow down turning that butter.
wait till you have to make wine, Jeff. You're gonna be stomping them grapes.
Nope.
Barefoot.
I'm not running around with purple toes
Every time I think of that,
like Lucy did.
I think about Ethel and Lucy that time in the
Yeah.
big tub doing that.
Yeah.
What a show.
Harvest Mary Moon, before you do it in the food processor, pull it up on YouTube. That's how I made mine. And they'll tell you, what stages is going on. And the buttermilk coming out of that, dang, it's good.
Buttermilk.
Look, I've proved it before. I'll sit here and pop the cap on the jug and drink buttermilk straight out of the jug. I love it.
Yeah, and yet you won't eat a onion sandwich.
Onions are good, especially fried onion sandwiches with mustard.
Uh,
Yeah.
You can keep the mustard.
Well, the mustard is good for me for the inflammation. So I like mustard because of that. And I like the taste of it.
Yeah, look, I've said here, I'm not exactly like 101. Okay. I have to put mustard on myself because 9 out of 10 people who put mustard on my sandwiches and everything, that's all I taste. I can't taste the bacon. I can't taste nothing but mustard.
Ugh.
So you just like
And
a little.
that's
Well, if you ever change the newborn
people down here.
baby's diaper, that's the same thing as mustard.
Not exactly. It ain't quite as runny.
Smells about the same too.
So he likes just a little dab of
Well,
mustard.
now I'm not going to disagree with you.
Not a slathering. You don't like it slathered everywhere.
I've seen people pull spoons out of the drawer and go into a mustard jar and spread it on 2 pieces of bread. To me, that's enough for about 3 loaves of bread.
Just needs just a.
Oh goodness.
Oh no, it's worse than that.
You know what's good
It's worse.
is you and butter 2 pieces of bread. Take a little bit of mustard, put that on both sides of the bread, put it in a frying pan and make a grilled cheese sandwich like that. But so you're grilling the butter and the mustard into the bread. Oh yeah.
Now that'll work. Now I've not had this in a while, but I do like butter and honey mashed together on a piece of toast.
You like mustard and honey?
No. What did I say? Honey
What did
and
I say?
butter. H-E-T-E-R.
Yeah, honey and butter is really good. Yeah.
Pretty bad when you have to ask Dixie what did I say now?
Oh,
No, I didn't ask Dixie, but Lake kind of threw me off a little bit when she said mustard. That ain't what I said.
honey and butter and even jelly and butter is good.
Oh
On-
yeah.
On your, I like it on the Thomas's English muffin.
And believe it or not, I put butter. I make butter and peanut butter sandwiches.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Shanoa, do this right here. Go get you some garlic cloves. Put them in a jar, submerge them in honey. Wait, I'm going to say 5 or 6 days and have him eat one like that.
Honey garlic.
That'll help him.
That's good. And that's good too. It's good for you. And I think it tastes good. I just like garlic.
I just got to break down and buy some good honey. You know, that stuff done got expensive here in the last couple of years.
So,
Yeah.
Jeff,
Now,
you know what you and Dixie do? In the spring and in the summer, go to your local places that sell honey locally. Like, okay, so up here, when we go to the Sasquatch Fest, we know people that we know they're going to be there. So we don't have to travel to them because they're not that far away. We just don't get much time to go out and travel out there. And we get their honey from their
Right.
bee. So when we go to Ohio, we do the same thing with a guy. We get their local honey from a guy who has his own hives and we get it there. It's a lot cheaper to buy it that way from the beekeeper. And it's local.
Well, now, I've run across something the other day that coming up, I've always heard only bees can make honey. Man cannot make honey. And here in the last,
do.
3 months, I'm finding out 90% of the honey bought off of store shelves. Bees don't make it no more. And if you want pure honey, I'm talking about 100%. Find you a local beekeeper because guaranteed that's 100% pure honey.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, they said they're going to raise it, but it's $12 a quart.
For honey?
Yep.
Damn.
Don't say.
That's
Oh, sorry.
that's here in town.
Vester Dillon said he just bought local honey today, $20 a quart.
Yeah, I think that's what it'll start going up to here because
Dude,
yeah,
we've already
at
got
the
to jump on
stores
you. That's
it's so expensive, and
Bushcraft, do you know? Don't mention how far it is or whatever, but do you know where Junction City, Ohio is?
yeah.
Honey Haven. That's the guy that we got our honey from this year.
Oh, okay.
Because what I'll do because of the allergies, we'll start taking this honey weeks before we come out.
Yeah.
okay.
And then we'll take some more when we get home, but I'll also come home with more. Yeah.
Chris Pratt, let me go one step further on what you just said. Everyone should be supporting their local uh, stores
Good.
like that,
Good. Good.
period. Because
No, not
that's going
everyone.
to be about, I'm not, I say
Uh,
just about everyone.
yeah, because there are just like any other people, there are shady beekeepers that mix others.
Other junk.
They basically go get sugar and make a solution and to make the honey more, and you find out
Right.
that it's not the same.
But you should know that when you get it because it'll look different in the jar.
Well, you can't really tell until you till either you pour it or you get it out and taste it. You can tell.
Right. Or you can go to the actual people, and if you can watch them put it into a jar for you right there, what they'll do is they'll take it right from the cone. It's really cool to see too. So you go out
Run
with,
it in that thing.
they do, and they bring it right. They put a comb right in there in the jar for you to take home, and they wipe the jar. They wipe the jar if needed, but usually beekeepers don't even make a mess now when they put it in the jar.
Where did she go? Okay, Harvest Mary Moon said honey there is $16.95 quart jar.
Yeah.
Bee
Which
Time says not so.
there's probably a lot of it going around down there, though.
Well, see, there's something I want to try. I've never tried it. That's a sorghum syrup,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be truthful about it. I don't know if you classify that as honey, molasses,
No.
or
Molasses.
It's molasses.
oh, it is a type of
Yeah.
molasses.
Once you cook it well, it's a form of molasses. Because I'm
Okay,
going off of what they were
they
saying,
said, yeah.
and that other dude, the Jethro.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's been a while for him.
yeah, I'm hoping he's okay because he said he was under the weather before, and then he hasn't been on since then.
Yeah.
It's like a sugar cane. It basically is a sugar cane, but and depends how long they cook it, the darkness.
Well, now I've heard my daddy
And
say,
the thickness too.
okay. Now I've heard my daddy say he's ate it when he was coming up, and he said he would prefer to have that over molasses.
Mm,
To my knowledge, I've never had none. I couldn't tell you what it tastes like.
not up here. I've had it in Alabama, and it was. They just said it was corn something or not corn something, but I can't remember now.
Well, now I know when you go into the mom and pop stores up in the mountains, I'll put it like that. Okay, the foothills, you see it everywhere, but down here, you're gonna be lucky to see it. But what is that, Lake?
It's
Honey.
the honey It's the honey with the honeycomb in it.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's what it should look like, really. Up too
You
high.
would be surprised though how a lot of people don't know how to eat honey. Technically,
With a spoon.
well, no, well that I mean,
Turn it
technically,
up.
you if you put it in your tea,
Hot tea.
you ruin it because the enzymes you kill the enzymes of the honey and
By heating.
but those who want to have honey instead of sugar, it's a way to sweeten your drink. But once you put it into a hot drink, it kills the enzymes that is good for your allergies and stuff like that.
Well, now my daddy always bought the honey that had the comb in it. Okay, now he would prefer the comb over the pure honey, and I remember him telling me when I was coming up. I reckon because he wanted it, he always told me that that's where the bees went to the bathroom at was in that comb, thinking that I wouldn't eat it. It didn't work. I ate it too. Lake, we can see your head from the top of your eyebrows up. That's it.
No, because I'm on my phone and I was trying to turn the jar upside down like B asked. And I only had one hand. And again, I didn't grab my laptop. I don't even know where it's at.
Well, now let me ask something for chat only. Okay.
Yeah, what B said down there at the bottom.
You don't cook with honey for any
Health
of the health stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Because as soon as it heats up, it kills it.
Otherwise, you're just getting
It's still a sweetener though.
you're just getting the honey flavor, or the sweetening.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned and B mentioned, you want the raw. Otherwise, you're killing everything in it.
All right. This is for chat. Name a type of food that y'all had coming up when you was a kid that you don't hear of or see on the shelves or anymore.
What, the shelves?
Yeah, grocery store shelves.
Oh, that'd be a lot. I was gonna, because believe it or not, when I was living with my grandpa, there was no store stuff.
Exactly.
We
That's
didn't
what
go
I'm
to the store. It was
The-
like maybe once every 4 or 5 months,
yeah,
and it was for
flour, sugar.
No, we ground. We didn't, but we went over and helped the people who ground the flour.
Okay.
The sodas and the yeast and things like the oddball things that you need. Salt,
Well, man, Daddy, I've heard
sugar,
Daddy
and
say
coffee was mainly.
they would grow the wheat out there, and about like you said, once every 4 months, or when it come in to harvest, they would load the wagon up full of it and take it to town to get it ground up. That would be the only time they would go to town.
Yeah.
You know. And Daddy said he didn't know what a town was till he was in his mid to late teens.
Yeah. We did and it was when I was with my grandpa, like we would go to one farm and do hay bales.
Okay.
Where you was either a tosser or a catcher.
Exactly. And you better
both of them pretty well sucked.
Well, it's like this. If you was a tosser, okay, to begin with, it was easy. But the higher that hay got, the harder it was to toss.
Yeah.
And you work about 3 or 4 seasons tossing bales of hay, dude, it would get to the point you could pick a full-grown horse up. You know,
Well, that's not true. Us girls used to throw bales of hay up on top of the back of the truck in the field after my stepdad did it. And let me tell you what. Well, first of all, I would cry and complain why my brother didn't have to do it and how come he got to do it in the truck. But I don't know if he got stronger because boy, my arms were so like jello and aching. And I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I actually, in my right arm, my bicep feels like it's actually like feels torn. Like when I go and pick up a case of water now at the store, I'll feel it for 2 days after. So it like
well,
when you're young like that, it eventually it wrecks you.
well, now I worked for a company. I can't give the name of the company on kind of politics is involved in this. But we would bale hay about 2 or 3 times a year. And then they was wanting youngins to come and help. Well, my son said, he would go help bale hay. And I told my boss man, he said, well, come Monday, it'll be time to start baling up. So they got him on there. And when the wagon got to where it was the last row of hay going on, my son picked up a green bale of hay, and a lot of people will know what I'm talking about. He picked it up and tossed it up on top and knocked the guy off. They would not let him throw no more after that.
That's heavy.
Yeah, a green bale, I bet you a green bale of hay weigh, what, about 75 pounds?
I don't know, but I can tell you that with me and my middle stepsister, her and I both had to pick up one of the bigger ones and throw it up. And we had all that we could do to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My other two stepsister, the youngest one and the oldest one, they would tag team. And still, my brother got to sit in the truck.
My grandpa would, you know, where you had the loaders where you pull it up with the thing and it would go in top of the barn.
Yeah.
My grandpa didn't bother with any of that piddly stuff. He'd pick it up and toss it through the hole in the barn, the top part from the ground.
The haymaker.
Yeah, he was a man. I mean, he'd go through a wall.
He threw the hay up into the haymound.
Yeah. In hay loft. Well, now, this comes to what I've said a while back ago. And I'm not going to say everybody, but I will say there will be a very, very few. I don't think there's a man or youngin out there today that can outwork a great grandpa or father because when they came up, they worked. It wasn't no playing around back then.
I'd like to see a 20-some-odd-year-old man keep up with my stepdad. He's 71. And he was our farmer his whole life. But, I mean, he's slowing down, don't get me wrong, but
he's still good.
I have a hard time keeping up with him.
It reminds me of that Little House on the Prairie where the lumberjack competition.
Oh.
Well, if you don't remember it, it was an older guy. Charles went to work for him, and they ended up working each other to death, basically. And then there was a competition, and ended up Charles let him win. He took the old doll axe and pretty much through the competition. because the older guy was a pain because he kept calling Charles a whippersnapper and this and that. And at the beginning, Charles was going to mop the floor with him, and then he
did
seen how he was trying to prove himself to his wife, and
he did the Christian man thing.
yeah,
Hmm.
Okay.
He did the Christian man thing to do.
yeah.
What happened to shows like that today?
You got to
You know,
watch reruns or live
Yeah.
it or live
I,
it.
I still watch Little House on the Prairie.
It's good.
yeah, but I reckon what I'm saying is there's no new stuff out like that no more.
No.
You know, it's all I don't want to say it. Jersey Shore, and like that.
It's evil and vile.
It, no doubt.
And they even say stuff like, we just got out cable a couple years ago, but I know when we had it, and even now we watch some things that stick in a commercial here and there. There's words that when I was younger, those were the swears.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Those are just normal words now that people just
yeah. It's on regular TV. I remember you used to hear it on HBO and stuff.
yeah.
Now it's like,
Or like late night TV. Sometimes they might say a little kind of something,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
nothing like an all out swear. Now they put the swears on the regular TV
yeah. I remember when.
and the
What
radio.
the hell are you talking about? Was
You never said that one.
yeah,
That
Oh.
wasn't anything pertaining to Jesus or God or
yeah.
any of those things.
Exactly.
You never said any of that stuff.
Well, a lot of people think I'm kidding when I say this. I've told my daddy no twice coming up. Both times I picked myself up off the floor. When your parents told you to do something, you did it. They didn't come back and tell you, what did I tell you to do? And you moved right there and then quick. It wasn't no, wait a minute, let me finish this or finish watching TV. He'd go over there and unplug TV and said, get going.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember ever saying no to my dad. I probably did, but I don't remember. My grandpa, there's no way I would have ever said. And it's not that I was scared of him or anything. I just had
respect.
he was taller than a mountain. He was a hero to me.
Yeah.
And if he would have, he would get up before I would, and he would make these. He'd have a big old skillet, and the pancake would be the size of that skillet and that thick. And he said, "You eat that because you're gonna need it." And we would work out in the garden. We would work from when the sun's coming up to when it was going down.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Back then, they worked.
We didn't have, we didn't have a TV. The entertainment would have been him with the harmonica, and me with the spoons, because he's the one that showed me how to do the spoons, and we'd get nobody out there but us sitting in front of the fire, and he would, of course, at that time he would be drinking some homemade stuff that he made. And we won't get down, and then every once in a while neighbors would come over and we'd have a feast or we go over somebody else's place. And like I
Yeah.
said, with the hay, we would go over and help that farmer with the hay. And when we needed it, we would go over with the wagon, um, fill it up, and take it back to our neighbor, which is who we use the workhorses for plowing and stuff.
Well, now you remember this right here, okay? Let's say you had a little small dairy farm. You had probably 10, 15 cows, and a few of them were milk cows. You had hogs, you had chickens. Your day started about 4, maybe 4:30 a.m. You
Mhm.
had to take care of the animals before you took care of yourself. Period.
Mhm.
They ate before you ate.
Oh yeah.
You know,
And see that's one thing and if you would think about doing this now, it would probably gross out a lot of people.
oh, I know
We
it would.
had a wooden bucket that my grandpa had made himself. A bucket, yeah. It sounds weird, but a wooden bucket. And we would go to I would go to the neighbor's uh, barn because we were that close to the neighbors that we'd go up there and milk the cow. And
Yep.
I would carry this wooden bucket back home, and we would scoop it out and drink it straight from the cow.
That's the best milk
Oh
coming
yeah.
up. That's the only way I drunk milk.
And that's the thing. Nowadays, people would, oh, you in a wooden bucket? That's gross. But
That wooden
we
bucket
didn't
was
have no
probably
metal
cleaner.
buckets or no glass to put it in or anything like that. It was normal though.
It was. It really was. You know, and until what, 30, 40 years ago, I never drunk milk out of a steel tank either. But I'm going to tell you something. You let me, give me a chance to drink milk straight out of
Mhm.
one of them than to go to a store. Oh my God, it's a steel tank every time. That is the coldest milk you'll ever drink. And it's,
Mhm.
words can't describe how good it is.
And that the weird thing is, if I went up to where the cow was at, um, and went into the barn where he is at, and if there was a, a night's worth of gifts laying on the floor, I had to clean that up first because you're milking a cow. You don't want that stuff to splash up in there. So I had to sit there and clean the barn first or that stall, and then milk the cow, and then walk all the way back down to the my grandpa's shanty, and then we would have breakfast. He'd have them big old pancakes.
Well, let me ask you this right here. How many times have you had to tie the cow's tail down to keep from getting smacked?
Well, he had a thing for a little clip on thing, so it didn't go up.
Okay, okay.
I
Now,
forget because if you was on this side and the cows on that side, he had something on there so um, the tail wouldn't whip. Because sometimes you get stuff that's on the side and the back of the cow. If
yeah,
they move their tail too much, it'll end up in the milk bucket.
definitely.
So I don't know what it was that. All I know is you clipped it on and it was he couldn't move his tail as bad.
Now, I remember milking the cow for the first time. Let me rephrase that. I remember trying to milk a cow for the first time. Okay. You got to admit, I'm about 5 years old. Hell, I ain't never milked a cow. And Daddy was trying to show me how to milk a cow. I could not get no milk to come out of there whatsoever. And Daddy reached down there and he showed me how I'm supposed to hold it, how I'm supposed to do it. He got milk. I said, all right, let me try it. I know what to do now. It got to the point that cow smacked me with that tail, want me away from her. Did not want me to even try to milk that cow.
Maybe he was older.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a cow will let somebody do it for the first couple of times and that cow knows if that person can milk a cow or not.
Well, have you ever dead of winter, freezing cold, and you don't have gloves on, walk in there and try to milk a cow?
No, I've not. I have not.
you you grab them udders and all you hear, oh, and they're moving around like crazy. You gotta warm your hands up.
No, there wasn't no bull in your dad. My dad made sure of that. But I have walked to the outhouse and just a pair of underwear and it be snow on the ground. And let me say, I played cow because I went, ooh, myself.
Yeah.
But
That's why, like, we used to have these books and magazines and stuff in there. I never understood that because I didn't want to be sitting out there that long when it's cold. I'm not going to sit there and read anything. I wanted to get done and get back in the house.
And you sure didn't want to be out there that long during the summertime.
Oh,
you know.
yeah, that was just the smell, but
Well, how many times, let me ask this. How many times have you been to an outhouse and sat down and get stung by a yellow jacket?
not too long because believe it or not, the blue painting the blue on the ceiling.
Yeah.
No, we never had any bees make nests or anything in there.
Well, now that's happened to me.
I've never tried it since then. I've never had a porch to where I thought about, I should paint it blue so I don't get no bees. But for the outhouse, that is the coolest thing I ever seen. If you paint it the color of the sky.
Yeah.
Bees won't put a nest in there. Wasp or whatever. They won't build a nest in there.
Well, now I think that era of time, they had a sale on green paint because everything I have seen was painted green back then. I hate that color.
Well, did you have a moon on your door?
Look, I was so caught picking small. All I know, it was an outhouse, and I better hang on for dear life when I sat down.
But all the outhouses I remember had that a crescent moon on it.
Yeah.
I never knew why. There's a meaning behind it, but I don't know what it is.
I do know one thing. They need to put a vent in them things.
Well, that was the vent too.
Man, if that was the vent, something was wrong. They need to make that moon a whole lot bigger than what it was in some of the houses I've been in.
I don't think it ever would do any good though.
Mm-mm.
You're sitting on a big pile of what?
Yeah. Well,
it's going to smell.
Every so many years, they had to dig another hole and move the house.
Yeah.
I really would hate to be the person to
Redig the wrong hole.
or step in it
Yeah.
while moving it, but cover it up. Let's say that. And to be truthful about it, I don't know exactly what they done. I don't know if they burnt it or if they covered it up. I
No,
mean, I know it was one of the two.
it was covered up. There's a point to where
Okay.
it's a good ways from the top, and then you just cover up from there. And usually you plant something there
Okay.
because
Huh.
it's a good
But I
place
do
to
know this,
plant
and we've
something.
talked about this quite a few. Yeah, definitely. But you never want to dig uh, an outhouse close to your well water.
Oh no.
You know, like I said, we've talked about this quite a few times, but yeah, no, I couldn't even fathom the thought of drinking that water. But we have been going for
There
3
you go,
hours.
Jeff.
There,
What
good
light
boy.
said about the crescent moon?
Honeybees, really, really. Wait a minute, I'm looking.
Hey, Joe.
My
Said
chat
the
is
the crescent moon is because the moon is often associated with women. It was an early symbol making women's outhouses, with the male equivalent being a star or sun or star symbol.
huh.
So it's, I guess, to make the woman happy.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go what I thought when you said that. With the moons for the women and the stars or sun for the men. You said what life? That was Shanoa.
Scroll up. He posted it first.
Okay. Now I see it. Now I see it.
Yeah, that's the one I was reading up there.
Okay. Now what Shanoa said damn near collide with what said. The moon was associated with the means, and the old days outhouses were marked with moons for women, stars or sun for the men. But when you had to go, you didn't care what was on that door as long as it was
Well,
empty.
that's the thing. There was not two outhouses. There was one.
Now I have, believe it or not, I have seen an outhouse with 2 holes, and
Oh
I hate
yeah,
to
there's double
like that.
seaters, but
Yeah, okay.
they're not separated or anything. You can sit there and take a crap and talk with your relative that was sitting next to you taking a crap.
It wasn't like Bath public restrooms today where they were separated.
Yeah, my the neighbor that had the cow had a daughter that I had a crush on up there, and I was using their double seater outhouse. She comes walking in there and wanting to use the bathroom, and I was like, wait till I get done out of here. That's just weird.
Hello, Grow Big TV. How you doing tonight? I don't know if you've been in here a while, but I'm just now seeing your name. So, but if you just coming in, I kind of feel sorry for you because I'm fixing to cut it. So, I thought tonight's chat was pretty good. We learned a few things, Like I said, this is just mainly a talk. Nothing significant, no politics involved or anything like that. Yeah, but I really do hope y'all learned some valuable things tonight. That's what we try to do, is educate, and sometimes I get educated. If not by y'all, by my wife. So, with that being said, I'm going to say good night,
Hasta
bless,
la vista.
and bless each and every one in chat. I hope y'all have a good evening, and adios. Out.
No, it's hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, it ain't ended yet. I'm trying.